Okay, why is John Mayer such a heartbreaker? How many relationships? I mean, we all know about him, and he's just broken up with Katy Perry now. So let's quickly go to his horoscope, and within 2-3 minutes, I'll show you how you can see warning signs about, particularly in the horoscope of a male person, of a man, not only for women, but how to see indications and to see in his horoscope why he's like that. Okay, and as I explained in my video, Is He Dating Material? And I'll repeat it here, but I'm going to put a connection to that video in case you really want to learn this method more in depth and to check men that you like in your life, or to check yourself if you're a man. We immediately see that he has his sun together with the North Node, with the planet Rahu. It's called Rahu in ancient astrology. Why is this one a big giveaway that a person will have? It will be more difficult to date. He'll have more dating, he'll have more breakups, especially in the horoscope of a man. Well, the sun is the consistency in person. The one thing in the universe, that is in our universe, in our world, that is consistent is the sun. It rises every day, it sets every day on the time that is predicted. You know, there is consistency, there is total reliability. And the North Node, Rahu, when it's with the sun in the same sign or close within 10 degrees, and they are close, they are less than 10 degrees, the North Node shows something that you have not developed in past lives, that you have not developed in at least in the first 42, 3 years of your life in this life as well. Something that you have to develop, something that you're not really good at. So basically what it shows is that this person, John Mayer, doesn't have this ability to stick with things. The sun is consistent, to be reliable, you know, to be like the sun rises every morning, sets every morning. So what happens is when you see a man with his sun with the North Node, with Rahu, is that this person, you know, they'll think they fall in love, they think they've taken a decision to be with this person, to be crazy in love, you know. The sun is inspiration, so he thinks he's inspired and he thinks like he feels the romantic feelings, but because of Rahu, he doesn't have this consistency. Because of Rahu with the sun, it shows that all of a sudden, a few months down the line, he changes his mind, he starts becoming erratic in his activities, and erratic in his actions, because the sun is also the planet of actions. The actions that the man takes and a man does, also in a relationship, to make the woman feel assured, you know, to make the woman show her that he's consistent, so his actions become erratic on and off, you know. Also look, also the moon, no, sorry, not the moon, the planet Mercury is there. So Rahu shows also that Mercury is the planet of taking decisions, and taking with the Mercury is the mind, is the logical mind. So he takes a decision, and a few months down the line or a year, he changes it. So he doesn't have this consistency also of his ability to stick with decisions. So this is immediately one indication, you know, that if you sit in a horoscope of a man, it might be wiser to let this man have a few experiences, learn how to be, you know, consistent, and how to be reliable, which is the sun qualities, which usually comes after the age of 42. So let's hope that when John Mayer passes this age from 42 to 48, he learns this consistency. And in his actions in particular. And another very quick thing that we see is that he has Venus, the planet of relationships and love, in its weakest sign, in Virgo. And I've seen repeatedly when what happens when Venus is in Virgo. Venus is the planet of love. It's strongest in the sign of Pisces, which is opposite. And Pisces is a sign of devotion. You have to be devoted. You have to be like really in love, not to see the weaknesses of your partner, not to criticize him, just to put him on a pedestal. If you want to be happy in relationship for a long time, even if your partner puts on weight or has annoying habits, you're in the Pisces. When Venus is in Pisces, you just look up to her or him, and you'd respect him, you know, and you'd love him no matter what, despite the weaknesses. But when Venus is in its weakest sign, which is Virgo, the person becomes very critical when it comes to relationship. Virgo is the most critical sign, so start seeing the little things, they start annoying them. Oh, why she's scratching her face like that? Or her hair, I don't like it today. Or, it doesn't have to be so petty, but a small thing can become a big thing into the face of the person, becomes critical and looks at details when it comes to relationships. And there is a bit more dissatisfaction when it comes with the partner. So that's another sign for relationship, that the person might have more difficulties in the relationships. Or sometimes the partners can criticize you. If you're a woman with Venus Day in Virgo, it might happen that that you attract relationship where you're being criticized more often, And often Venus is the planet of evaluating something. So he evaluates it under a microscope when it comes to his relationships, and he's critical towards that. Venus, when it's in its fall, it has in its weakest sign here, in Virgo, it means that it's his ability to evaluate properly when he enters into a relationship is somehow weak, If it's in if Venus was in its strongest sign, the opposite sign Pisces, a person kind of intuitively knows who to fall in love with, who to go into a relationship. When it's with Virgo, the person relies too much on their mind to judge someone. They don't rely too much on their intuition, on their inner feelings, which is Pisces' intuitive sign to connect to someone. He uses his mind. Well, she's good looking, she makes me laugh, she's famous, well, she's good for my status. Okay, we can be together. And then there is not this connection on a deeper level. So people with Venus in Virgo tend to make more mistakes before they can be happy in relationship. But Virgo is a sign which improves with age. So again, we're hoping that in his 40s and mid-40s and onwards, he'll have better experiences with love. So if you want to check a man or a woman, if you want to check yourself, or if you want to check a man that you're in love with, or if you want to check a woman that you're in love with, if they're dating material, if they're warning signs about them, I have written reports. Actually, my teacher has written them, and I'm putting links for you below, so you can click on them and go straight there and order those reports and see if someone you like is dating material, if someone you're already with, if it's whether there are warning signs there. It's preferable that you know the time of their birth, or you can check yourself. How good are you dating material? For instance, it turned out for me that I'm not so good, and I know it. I've seen it in my life. It's usually when you have a less capacity for relationships, it takes you longer to settle into a long relationship and be happy for many years in the same relationship with the same person. But you can find out. There is also advice in those. I'm giving you advice how to deal with those issues there in those, in those reports, and how to overcome them. Thank you.